Hari Om. Dear fellow member of Vasudev Kutum, dear fellow wave on the ocean of pure consciousness, I welcome you today to readings and commentary on the readings of the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was a Bhakti saint of Bengal in whose lifetime great changes came about. He brought about great changes, revived Hinduism in Vrindavan, in the Lord Krishna's birthplace and play area. Now the thing about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was born on the 18th of February in a year very close to the arrival of Vasco da Gama on the shores of India. Arrival, in other words, of Christianity on the shores of India as a counterweight to the Muslim faith, which was all over India at that time, including Bengal, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu grew up. So he brought about the revival of Hinduism at a time when it was very difficult to do something like that because of the pervading influence of Islam in the area, especially in Bengal. But he managed to do it. He was a supernatural being. He was a fully realized saint at a very young age. And as I say, in his lifetime, Christianity also came into the country through the arrival of Vasco da Gama on the western shores of India. But Bhakti Yoga, he did a lot for Bhakti Yoga, and teachings of his and his disciples are prevalent all over India even today. We shall study some of them. Pure Bhakti is dormant in the heart of every living entity, and it is awakened only by the practice of Bhakti. Let me repeat that. Pure Bhakti is dormant in the heart of every living entity, and it is awakened only by the practice of Bhakti. This is an interesting point. I remember when just before I went to Ganeshpuri Ashram for the first time and received Shaktipat, simply by entering the ashram, the religion was very far from my mind. There was no question of chanting the name of God, even thinking about it. The closest I had come to religion was a statue of the Buddha I had bought when I come back from London and put in my living room. Apart from that, of course, one knew the teachings of the Buddha, one knew the teachings of Hinduism, but it was not part of a regular daily practice. But the minute I'd entered the Ganeshpuri Ashram and received Shaktipat, everything changed. With Shaktipat came and experiencing the practices of Bhakti, which carries on, as I say, 5 hours a day in the Ganeshpuri Ashram. One automatically starts enjoying the practice at home as well. And it became now becomes an integral part of your life. But it is awakened only by the practice. It is dormant and it is awakened only by the practice. But awakening is such a simple process. You only have to attend a satsang for it to be awakened. When you understand the vast benefits that such a discipline brings to your life, your everyday life. Let us continue the readings. One who takes to the path of bhakti does not want wealth or liberation, but only wants to serve and please the Lord. Very quickly you realize that your wishes start getting fulfilled. You attend a satsang, you do a bit of seva, and serve the Lord in essence. And attending a satsang means you're giving knowledge to others also, remember, by taking part in that satsang. You're giving newcomers knowledge. And people who know less than you are getting knowledge. And you are strengthening their sadhana, and you're strengthening your own sadhana. So liberation is far from your mind. It's not that you want to be liberation or in some way, or you are doing it because you will become suddenly wealthy, because you won't become suddenly wealthy simply by doing this. You have to become wealthy by your own efforts in some other direction, in worldly direction. So one who takes the path does not want wealth or liberation, but only wants to serve and please the Lord. Certainly this is true for in beginning. When we are young, we are interested in just living a day as a kind of celebration. And this is possible if we do bhakti, we attend satsangs, do seva. These two disciplines bring us all the happiness. It's all a pursuit of happiness. Bring us the happiness and ease of living that Bhakti Yoga gives people to practice it diligently and regularly. The results that one gets through thousands of years of meditation in Satyug, through perfectly performed yagna in Treta Yuga, and through bhakti of the Lord in Dwarpa Yuga, can be received in Kali Yuga simply by the loud chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. The Mahamantra which goes Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. In satsang, if in the company of others you chant this mantra, that's all you need to do in Kali Yuga. And this he proved. Mahaprabhu, this used to lead loud chanting in the streets. Thousands of people marching through the Muslim streets, remember, ruled by Muslims, where they frown on such practices. He marched through streets arousing bhakti in people. Remember, he was full of divine energy. People who came in contact with him or even marched with him, had satsang with him, received this marvelous divine energy and became fervent followers of this and devotees of Bhakti Yoga. It affected their lives completely. There are different stages of bhakti that one progresses through. Bhakti is not something that there are different stages, like in any individual's life. There's birth, there's childhood, there's adolescence, there's youth, middle age, old age. Similarly, bhakti, there are different stages of bhakti one progresses through. The first stage is sadhana bhakti, which has two parts. Vedya bhakti, which means we advance strictly by following rules and regulations. And then ragamika bhakti, when we begin to develop spontaneous devotional service through constant practice. See, when we start bhakti, obviously there are a lot you need to know, and it's unfamiliar. Anything unfamiliar, you have to make it a habit before it has with flowers within you, and flowers, the fruits of the bhakti flower. So like even in childhood, in school, the regulations are very stiff. You have to follow every moment of the regulation. Later on in college, you find that they relax a lot. And finally, in adult life, they're completely relaxed. It's up to you. Similarly, when you start off with strictly following rules and regulations, you're in the kindergarten class, where everything has to be, every moment is a moment of learning. And therefore, adults can teach you a lot. People who are already experienced with Bhakti Yoga can teach you a lot. Strictly following rules and regulations. And then once these will become part of our very nature, following these rules and regulations, then obviously the rules and regulations fall off by themselves, but it will become part of your habit, by your lifestyle. We can do spontaneous to constant practice. From Rajmika Bhakti, we ultimately come to Bhav Bhakti, where we serve the Lord with pure, unalloyed devotion, and through which we gradually come to the ultimate perfection of Krishna Prema. He's talking of the gopis, that they became so involved with bhakti, they were getting such beautiful results practicing bhakti, such joy, such bliss, such happiness, such perfect peace, through that they became completely in love with the object, with the Krishna, with Lord Krishna, with the deity of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Bhakti Yoga. The Atma Ram verse of Srimad Bhagavatam teaches us that even the greatest liberated souls are attracted to devotional service to Lord Krishna. Bhakti Yoga is such that even if you're fully realized, in order to earn merit every moment, in order to live in pure bliss and happiness and peace and tranquility every moment, you continue your practices of usually seva, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did, teaching others how to experience the joys and bliss that you yourself experience. Enough for today. Thank you for listening.